This is indeed a very old story, but it needs to be told again and remembered. A life full of love and happiness and a loving family are very important to all of us. It's just a pity that this is not fiction. She was dying. Her days were numbered. After 3 years of battling cancer, she was at the end of her fight. Our 4 children, our eldest son, Paul, 40, his wife, Joanne, 36, with 3 children. Our eldest daughter, Patricia, is 37 years old. Her husband, George, is 39 years old, with 4 children. Our youngest son, Alfred, and his significant other, Seymour, are both 33 years old. Our little Rachel is 30 years old, and her husbands, James, 32, and Ralph, 28. With 2 children, Rachel has always been my favorite. She looked very much like her mother. The same cheeky smile, the same eyes. I had to work overtime at the Ford plant to buy her the prom dress she wanted and a new coat to wear over the dress. The shoes weren't cheap either, and the beauty salon cost almost $50. She looked exactly like Martha when she left the house with her boyfriend. We were all prepared for this news, but it still hit us hard. She will finally die. We hugged and cried. Dr. Johnson wished to meet with me alone. We entered the tiny office and sat down. She's known for 3 days now. She asked to be told about this first, before her family. That's exactly what I did. She also asked that since she could no longer write, a letter would be left for you. Only the person who wrote down what she said and your wife know the contents of this letter. He handed me a sealed envelope. He was waiting in case I needed help. We got married in our church 45 years ago. A young priest married us. It was a good life. 4 children. Everyone is happy with the life they have chosen. My wife turned 65 in 2 days. I loved her from the moment I first saw her on her knees in church. Later, I saw her again as she came out of the confessional. I walked her home. We started dating and soon got married. Before we got married, she told me that she was not a virgin. Her priest insisted she tell me this, but only this. I knew nothing about her previous meetings with anyone. I used to love her. I knew that she loved me and we would love each other forever. It wasn't easy for us. Money problems. Alfred was homosexual. Rachel needed 2 men to be happy. We fought and cried, and somehow now we were together. I opened the envelope. There was only 1 page. It was handwritten by someone in very good handwriting. Max, please forgive me. The priest was here for the last rites. I confessed my sins. He said I should tell you so you can forgive me so I can go to heaven. I had lovers during our marriage. 21 lovers. I don't remember all the names, but the priest said it didn't matter. All children are not yours. They were all children of one of the men. I met when I was able to sneak away for a few minutes. I'm so sorry we didn't have a child of our own, but it seems like you were busy during the days when I was most fertile. Last year, just in case, I did a DNA test. I think Paul is your brother's child. Alfred, I'm sure, belongs to your old boss, Raymond. Rachel could belong to Rob Henderson. I have no idea who Patricia's father was. There were so many of them at that time. You were such a good father, working overtime to pay for college, braces, and prom dresses. The sex was so good that I wanted to get everything I could. I also needed a loving husband, and I chose you. You were the best husband a woman could have. You were there for the children. You were such a wonderful father. You even changed more diapers than me, and all those night feedings when I was tired. I was so glad that you became my husband. I know it's a shock, but everyone knows about this. The kids were told when they graduated from college. My family and your family knew. I told them you approved and didn't want to talk about it. None of them ever told you about this. They were truly wonderful people. I will say that Rachel hated me for years after I told her. But eventually she got 2 husbands and learned what a lot of good sex meant. No one has ever ruined our happiness and our marriage by telling you, this made me feel so good. I really want your forgiveness. This will make my way to heaven easier. The priest gave me this repentance to confess to you. I'm doing it. Now I can calmly go to my God. Your loving wife, Martha. Code red sounded, but we were too late. I pronounced him dead in the small office. The heart that had been so strong all these years simply stopped. We couldn't get it running again. I put the message in my pocket. She asked that only he know about it. I read it and decided that I hadn't read it. I burned it. I truly believed that he knew. Everyone believed that he knew, and no one told him about it for 45 years. He had a happy marriage and a very good life. 5 days later, they were buried together. May they rest in peace. Dr. Johnson. Subscribe to our channel so that your second chaff doesn't cheat on you, and go ahead and listen to the next story, because this story is nothing compared to the next one. If you're under 18, don't even think about listening to the next one.